Hello folks, welcome to Telling Tales. It is Monday night and it's time for some more Warhammer Fantasy 4th Edition roleplay. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. Before I get to all that though, let's just do a wee intro to who we are at Telling Tales. So yeah, welcome. We are Telling Tales. I'm going to keep saying Telling Tales until it starts to sound weird. And we are a roleplay channel that do kind of dark fantasy, sci-fi, all sorts of bits and bobs, and stream them here for you on Twitch and then put them out on YouTube. So at the moment we have Mondays, which is on and off this and next week starting properly full time. Yay, because we had one little teaser session which was really annoying because I really enjoyed it and wanted to play more. The other Mondays is We Deal in Lead, which is going to be starting up proper next week. So Warhammer Fantasy, We Deal in Lead. I'm running Warhammer. Jack is running We Deal in Lead. So yeah, go check that out. Simbaroom, our flagship series, is going to be starting up next week, I think, which is good stuff. I'm looking forward to seeing another series of that come back to the channel. So many episodes of that, which is good because we love Simbaroom. Matt's running that. This weekend we have a one-shot coming up on Saturday, I believe, which is Cloud Empress, the roleplay system, which looks really cool. It's like interesting and kind of, I think it describes itself as ecological roleplay, which was kind of cool and interesting. Although I must admit, I looked at it and didn't see anywhere near enough plant lore, so it's a bit sad. Yeah, good stuff. And then what else? Oh yes, next Thursday is me running Wicked Ones, which will probably be our last live session. We've been going through a bit of admin bits and bobs, so we might go to recording for that one. But something else may arrive there in that slot at some point soon, so keep your eye out. Down below, it's all of our social medias. Check those out. Please come check out our Discord, which is very friendly. YouTube, Twitch, whichever you don't see. Patreon, if you fancy supporting us, and other stuff to keep up to date. Thank you very much, patrons, I always like to say. Cool. I think we are more or less there. So as I say, we're playing Warhammer Fantasy 4th Edition tonight. Yeah, it's a messy, combat-y, sort of fighty horribleness game. Content warning specifically tonight for there might be some horrific gore and kind of just disgusting ickiness. Just to warn you of that. Yeah, everyone knows what Warhammer is. Don't need to give you any more intro to that. So I might as well bring John straight on for our intro to what happened last time.
Hello.
Hey John, how are you?
I'm not too bad. How are you?
Good. Yeah, all right, thank you. I am looking forward to some Warhammer tonight. So why don't you tell us what happened last, kind of generally, and also last session? Because last session probably won't take very long to review, I suppose.
Not really. It all happened quite quick, comparatively.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, we've all, through our own means, ended up in a small town called Weisbrook. Myself on the tail of possible lead as an assassin, as there's a shipment of poison, for Okri, because he's decided to set up a not that successful smithy.
We don't talk about that. He set up a smithy. We'll leave it at that.
He set up a smithy, and that's all of the adjectives and descriptors you need to know about the smithy. Kruger is here in his employment as a bodyguard for a man called Mr. Gustav Weil, who had his own reasons for coming here. And Boniface just came on like a uni social kind of thing.
Yep.
It's nothing out of the ordinary.
Nope.
Totally fine.
It's been totally normal so far.
We all happened to arrive at around the same time. 2 people in the village died under seemingly natural causes, but with slightly coincidental timing. There was some palaver about the funeral, so they both tried to get buried at the same time. And then one of the funeralees came back and broke out of his coffin, and we sort of had to put him down.
Yes, and
also there was an assassin.
There was.
Also, there's possibly some weird things with the local nobles ordering large amounts of poison. All of that was largely put to one side last week as we all tried to figure out where Boniface had gone, because he'd wandered off with his uni friends and we hadn't heard from him and we were getting worried. So we went to the barn that they were all doing their little studenty drinking things in, just in enough time to witness Boniface being threatened by 2 hell demons, and all of his little unifriends summoning demons.
Yep, indeed. Now we'll quickly skip over the fact that Boniface may have saved the world, and now you have to save him.
I didn't witness that. So
No one but Boniface.
I don't think that's a valid part of this recap. It sounds pretty suspect.
You could ask those of his uni friends. Oh no, they're dead.
Oh no,
they may have been. They got classified as cultists, which wasn't good for their health.
No.
Yeah, so then you had a big fight, basically.
Yep. I nobly saved Boniface's life by hitting one of the demons in the toe with a rock.
The toe.
Yeah, I think it was right on the
critical
toe.
injury to the toe. Oh, that was so funny.
And yeah, there was fighting. Some of it was less successful, and then one of them sort of screamed into the back of one of the other nearby victims' head, and then something very strange happened.
We'll get into that part.
We'll get to that.
Or
we could not. Or we could just...
It didn't happen. It's fine. You just skip to you happily leaving the cave, all peaceful and happy. Everything went well.
Yeah. Great job,
high-fiving each other. Good job. I can't believe we did that so easily. Why don't I have an intro to Henrik as well?
So Henrik is a rat catcher by choice and a detective or an investigator sort of by coincidence. He came to Vicebrook on the tail of a possible assassin, as he's got a bit of a personal history with the Assassin's Guild. And there are possible links to certain not very small furry creatures that live underground and may be orchestrating the entire events of human history.
Mm-hmm. Or may just be eating sewage. We don't really know.
Probably both. In Henrik's experience.
Yes,
and also he has Rinda, who is his dog there.
Mm-hmm. Who really likes to kill the said rat things that might be trying to rule the world happily. Perfect. Thank you very much, John. Okay, let's bring on Steve. Steve, not Stieg. Who's Stieg? I don't know who Stieg is. You're Steve.
Stieg.
I was going for Kruger. You see, Kruger was in my head, and I'm like, there's a G in the middle of Kruger, so I just turned into Stieg, who plays Kruger. I don't know. Hey, Steve. Who's Kruger?
I don't know. Kruger is a soldier from Middenland. He is wandering around these parts, trying to develop enough skill and reputation to join some elite force of soldiers and go back home and defend his land from the horrors that live in the forests, like beastmen and so on, and keeps falling into all sorts of weird situations and trouble involving monsters of all descriptions, seemingly when Kruger's around the rest of these folks.
Mm-hmm. But it's what Kruger wants to do, defeating bad things in the world, right? This matches your kind of overall objective.
Yes, it always seems to be like on the back foot, though. Like, you know. He's still a bit sore from A, not being able to protect his employer from being poisoned.
Mm-hmm.
Not dead though, so that's a plus.
He's here now with this very dangerous situation.
In this very dangerous situation, yeah. And also Kruger does have enough XP to level up, but needs to be able to get to sleep at some point, and clearly isn't going to be able to manage that this night. So I sense shenanigans personally.
Shenanigans are afoot. Yeah. I will agree that's fair. That is a fair assessment of the story so far. Cool. Why don't we bring on Jonny, who plays Okri, the aforementioned dwarf smith?
Hello. Okri, yes, his smithy is very successful, and don't you dare say otherwise. Maybe if old friends of his didn't keep appearing and dragging him off on other things, he'd be able to concentrate properly on the smithy.
But you have
that
more attachment
aside-
to this town than anyone else here does, to be fair.
That aside, he's very happy to see everybody. But yeah, just I don't feel like I have much to add to what everybody has already said about what happened. But yeah, Okri is tall and friendly for a dwarf.
So fairly short and fairly unfriendly.
Yep, but like, yeah, in dwarven society, he's the chatty one. But nobody minds too much because he's, you know, tall, dark, and handsome. Yeah, and yeah, just trying to, you know, get to the bottom of what's going on here and maybe save my investor in the process.
Indeed. Well, that's a nice little segue on to Justin, who plays Boniface, said investor in slightly less trouble than you were before, I think it's safe to say. You're muted. I think you are. Yeah, that muted.
Anyway, Boniface is this short, ginger ex-servant turned wizard. And right now is, as we said, engaging in some wizard business that's caused him to get stuck underground with a lot of cultists and nearly sacrificed. But it's all turned out fine, and his friends have turned up to help / business partners.
/ business partner, indeed. You got to keep that boundary clear, you know. Yeah, indeed. I think it's safe to say Boniface is now in a much safer position than he was earlier, and has probably learnt the lesson: cultists aren't cool. It's safe to say.
But I knew that already.
Okay, fair. I like this a little bit.
I like to think, like, I know the college had like safety, large amounts of safety lessons, but I like to think that they also have, like, once a year, they pull everyone in the auditorium and they like put on whatever the Warhammer equivalent of a little film projector is, and they all have to watch a little like cultist awareness safety thing where they learn that cults aren't cool. Cool kids don't do cults.
That's basically what I imagine.
Absolutely ridiculous. Yeah. And also, obviously, wizards do the opposite of that. Like, you know, every year it's a join a cult. Which cult will you join?
Cults aren't cool, but which college are you going to associate with? Once you join, don't associate with any of the other colleges.
Here's why wizard school is not a cult.
Yeah. Clearly school.
And if anyone tries to tell you it is a cult, it's a cult.
Yeah.
Just because
that's how you know it's a cult.
Wizard School is a safe triangle-based scheme.
What you need to understand is if you get 2 friends to join Wizard School, and then each of them gets 2 friends to join Wizard School, you get loads of free classes.
Oh god, let's stop this now. No, this is getting too depressing. Okay, to paint the scene, you are in a large, open, dank cavern. You've been in here in the middle of a fight trying to save Boniface. So when you arrived, Boniface was pressed against the back wall of the cavern by one of these hideous, blue, monstrous, demonic creatures they're quite small. They're probably only about Okri's height, maybe a little shorter. They're kind of, they don't have a head distinct from the body. They're just kind of a round central body. Both of them with 3 arms from different sides of the body. And 2 legs. Most of the middle of them are giant maws, and they have 2 of them. They have variable quantities of eyes on the top of them. Safe to say, quite horrific creatures. They also constantly mutter repeated like phrase, which isn't understandable to any of you. It's in an arcane language of some sort. Basically screaming it out loud. But you've done a pretty good job of smashing these dice, to be honest. So in the middle of the room, there's also a kind of circle of collapsed individuals who are kind of the hostages of this ritual that was being undertaken that Boniface managed to interrupt. They're more or less in front of you. I think a few of you might be in the circle. I think Okri charged forward into the circle, if I remember correctly. So probably behind Okri, which is the one remaining cultist who you knocked over, who's still alive. Somewhere on the edge of the circle, somewhere between Okri and Henrik, if you can imagine, on the left-hand side of the cave from where you came in, because Henrik went to the left and everyone else went to the right, is a cultist on the ground looking very unhappy. In the middle of the cave are two other cultists who are dead. One near Kruger, who was killed by Kruger. The other one closer to the entrance that you've already walked past. And right in the center of the circle stands one of the demonic creatures, basically facing down Okri, and the back end of the circle, gripping, well, just having let go of the head of one of the poor captives, is another one of the creatures, which is grinning gleefully. I know there's a bit of spatial stuff there, so I'm happy to clarify as we go, but broadly speaking, the only things you have to worry about now, this one cultist who's on the floor, kind of between you all, is not in much of a threat. The two creatures have already taken a lot of punishment from you, although it's difficult to tell because they don't seem to indicate pain or really wound in the same way as you, but you've certainly hit them a lot. And whatever is going on that this monstrosity just caused. So what is going on as you watch, probably all a bit stunned, thinking you're about to basically tidy this up and wander out of here almost. As you watch this creature let go of Ferdinand Boniface, you knew this guy. He was a nice young chap. His whole body, it starts as his whole body kind of twisting and contorting, and there's horrible clicking sounds. Then there's kind of popping sounds and almost like bursting and bubbling sounds as this all happens quite quick. You don't really have a chance to react too much, and you're also kind of stunned by the very state of it to a certain extent. As the flesh expands and extrudes exponentially, that's a nice bit of word, and grows to a large mass all at once, taller and as broad as a horse if it was standing sideways to you. A huge mass of writhing, wriggling body with almost horrifically spindly looking, somewhat originally human legs underneath that have swollen grotesquely. A body that is just a mass of twitching flesh, as blood and organs just seem to drip out of it that definitely weren't there in that person. And you can see the tiny, now compared to its size, the tiny head of Ferdinand kind of just stuck to the top of the monstrosity, face twisted in agony, with a horrific lashing tentacled appendage coming right out of the kind of massively expanded mouth. For what it's worth, the eyes are still moving around the room as if perhaps there was some sanity behind them. It's not a nice thing to watch.
Cool.
We are going to need an initiative, John, if that is something that is available to be brought up. But I'm happy for everyone. You could, say something maybe.
So in the game, I haven't played Vermintide.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You can maybe guess. I think probably anyone vaguely familiar with Warhammer will have a pretty good idea what it is.
I mean, what would be a lore roll to know what it is? It would be like lore chaos or something.
Could be a lore roll to know what it is. What do you have? Anything you think might be relevant?
I've lore magic and I've lore Reichland. These are my two laws.
It's lore magic so tangential. Go give me a very hard lore magic.
Okay, and that's going to be a minus something.
Minus. I'll go hard. -20.
That's not even that hard, surely. Well, I fail with -4 success levels, so I have no clue what this is.
You have no idea what this is.
Or I'm really confident that it is something that it's not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. For what it's worth, if you're asking, if your basic thought is, does it look like it's magical? It just looks like a monstrosity of flesh.
It doesn't look natural, I can tell you that.
It's definitely not natural.
I didn't need a lore roll to that.
Equally, it looks very material, if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
Whereas these demons do not look material in the same way.
I think my reaction will be, run!
Mm-hmm.
Go
on, John.
What is this thing's initiative score? If you want to add
this thing's initiative score is 25.
I can't remember what everyone else's is.
Oh no!
What's Kruger's?
Kruger's initiative. Oh, marvelous!
I'm 31.
Kruger's initiative is 24.
There you go. Between those.
Perfect.
Excellent.
That's just what you wanted to hear, right, Steve?
Ockree, are you higher or lower than 25?
Neither.
Oh, no way. Well, player
Wonderful.
goes
It'll
first,
go behind
agreed.
you.
Yeah.
What would you like me to call it? Other
There
than
is no third
oh god.
option. I don't think it's any spoilers to call it Spawn.
Gonna get Todd McFarlane sending us angry letters.
There literally isn't even an entry in the base book for Spawn, surprisingly. I thought there would be. So, okay. So, before that happens, we are in a new round of combat, and the blue monstrous creatures are going to act again. So one of them is basically facing you, Ockree. Was that what you remember, Johnny? Kind of in the middle of this circle. Perfect.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Cool, because I think you charge past to get to it. So it's in melee with you. Now, it doesn't really seem like it wanted to be here, but it does have a flashing brass dagger with kind of curves on it and ornate. Now you're close to it, you can see it looked like it was brass, but it's actually kind of, the metal is darker and perhaps more like a sort of golden obsidian or something, as we would think of it to imagine. It looks wicked sharp, whatever it is. And it's going to slash out at you aggressively to try and, well, end you. So make me a roll in whatever your main weapon is. It's just going to be melee basic, I assume.
Yeah, is it just a flat roll of my stats?
Yeah, we're opposed, so we compare how many success levels each of us got. So I got -1.
I have 50 weapon skill and I rolled a 6.
Ooh, very nice. Now on the opposed, I can't remember per leave. I can't remember whether you do damage on the opposed. That's the most basic thing that I should immediately know. I'm going to get my combat summary up. It's funny how little we've actually just done normal hitting each other combat for a while.
Opposed test. Whoever scores the highest success level wins.
Wins, which I think
If
means
you win the test, you hit your opponent
Yeah,
and
you
gain
do
plus
your-
1
Yep.
advantage.
I thought so. Yeah, cool. So we'll do +1 advantage. So you're now at advantage 5. I should let you know you're at advantage 5 because you can choose to spend it because the advantage is continuing from last session. So I know we've posted the advantage list at one point or another, but I can post it again if we need to. Let me know, folks. Which is basically what you can spend the advantage on as a group. Go on,
Hang on,
John.
did you say 5 + 5 versus 1?
They currently have 0 advantage.
I currently have that we have 7 and they have 1.
I think Justin spent some at the end of last session, or someone spent some at the end of last session. Did that go down?
Yeah, we had 9 and then it went down to 7.
Oh, I wonder why I have it noted differently.
I'm sure John is right.
Oh, it might be the opponent's advantage because they did score some successful hits as well, didn't they?
Yes.
I had 4 advantage written down, so that's probably what it is. Sorry, I should have written whose advantage rather than just advantage. Okay, I will assume then we have different numbers that this is opponent's advantage from now on. Anyway, so you managed to hit it, Johnny. You don't have any particular special things, so it's just straight up your success levels plus your strength bonus damage plus your weapon.
Yeah, so my strength bonus is 4 and +4 for my weapon.
Mhm.
So is it my success levels or is it the difference between the success levels?
It's the
Because that would
difference
be
between the
one
success
more,
levels.
wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be.
So is that? Do I count? I count 5, don't I? If I'm 50 down to 0.06.
Yes, that would be right.
So then 6.
No,
plus
it's a
4
0.
plus 4 is 14.
It's a 0.6 is the first, so you're in a 0 now. So it'd be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
so
it's
then to 50 is 5.
It is
Plus
5.
1 for their -1 is 6.
6.
Plus 4
Mhm.
plus 4, so 14.
Yep. Okay. I will make a roll for their thingy. Okay. No, we don't need to do that. What was your roll, just for interest's sake, though? Because I like doing this. It's fun.
My roll 6.
Yeah, 6. So 6.
0, 6, yeah.
Yeah, body. Okay, that's fine. So in one fail, you're an axe, right? Or an as?
Yes. Yeah.
In one fell swoop, your fine dwarven made as sweeps literally right through the thing. However, it does impact it in the process, and you cut it in twain. Blood and guts do not come out. It's almost like an ethereal smoke as the creature grasps out at the air and just slowly turns to ash and fire as it seems to try to cling on to whatever was holding it to this world in front of you. That one is dead, or whatever passes for dead for these creatures.
Okri goes, ha!
Love it.
Nice.
Okay, so I'm not going to make anyone roll fear until we get to the turn of the spawn, so we'll keep going. Henrik, what are you going to do? Unless you decide to act against it, I will have to make you roll fear in that case, I suppose. So,
I think I don't want the blue creature to summon another one, so I'm going to sling another rock at that.
Yep, that sounds good. I think from your position around the side, that's perfectly doable. If you were towards Kruger, that might be harder because that's kind of that it would be between you and the blue mock creature otherwise. But you are good, so go ahead and make a roll.
Okay. Sling 51, 23, 3 success levels.
Okay, so before I make you roll your stuff, I'm just going to preemptively roll this.
Should have loaded up the initiative stuff.
It doesn't matter because your stone goes right through the forehead of the thing and does nothing. You hear it ping off the back wall as a wisp of smoke. Just that's all you notice.
I still get
Frustratingly,
the advantage for that, though, don't I?
yes, I think. No, I know I didn't do it with advantage last time because it feels weird to gain advantage from not succeeding at your thing, if you see what I mean. Even though you succeeded, it's just it didn't do anything to the enemy team.
Yes, because the wording for ranged attacks is it's an opposed thing that deals damage, and I didn't deal damage. Yes, I understand.
Absolutely.
I understand.
Are we all good with the advantage, the things to spend for advantage, by the way?
I could do with being reminded what the current score we have is.
John, how's that?
Currently on 8 because Okri just earned 1.
Yeah, good job.
Cool.
So it's worth spending. We're at the point now where you may as well. So Gustav. Gustav was focused on the creature to the front, which Okri has effectively dispelled. It's a different form of dispelling, but it's a very effective one. And I don't think he can immediately see the other creature, so I think instead... I think he kind of comes out of focus and instead focuses on the horrific monstrosity. What are you going to do about it? Oh, I'm just going to make him roll a fear first of all. So this is, for people's information, a fear 3 test. So you need to pass with 3 success levels to defeat it. And he does. That's a 19. That's plenty. So he grits his teeth and kind of takes a step back and then mutters a different set of words in the language of magic that none of you, except maybe Boniface, can understand. You see, I think probably Kruger sees and maybe even feels a sort of faint, like pale, dark line that goes straight from the end of Gustav Weil's finger. You see he actually holds a small like amulet in his hand that you hadn't really noticed until now. And he's holding it out like that, like a dark brooch or something. And he's holding it out directly at the monster, straight armed. And you see a faint dark line go directly between his hand and the core of the creature. I will make a roll for him. That is 100. That's a bad thing to roll for a magic test. That's a fumble.
Cool.
Okay. Let me go to the Winds of Magic fumble section.
Oh no!
Yes,
Shit.
God. If
It just brings down reality among you. That would be quite funny.
Should we pull the rules up for it?
Yeah, I wasn't expecting to find this. I do have the Winds of Magic book open, but if you know where it is offhand.
No, I'm kind of in the right section.
Let me get it up.
So fumbles. Okay, it wasn't in the right section, but
Oh, it might be in the basic book actually. Now I think about
no, it's in the basic book. I've got it
Oh,
here.
you
I'm
read
just,
okay. You got
yeah,
it.
fumbled casting.
Excellent. Your
If
page.
he ends up ripping a hole
Or I
in
could just roll
reality,
them.
Yeah,
I'm
the
not gonna
page
be-
is like 235 according to the book.
Mhm.
But
Here we
you
go.
roll.
Perfect.
So you roll on the minor miscast table.
Yeah, to see if you get a major miss.
So if you roll a d100 for me, I'll tell you what you get.
Okay, cool.
Oh, it's great.
That is 20.
20 soul wax. Your ears clog instantly with thick wax. Gain 1 deafened condition, which is not removed until someone cleans them out for you. Luckily,
Hilarious.
Boniface's class equipment is ear pick. Putting it out there from back in the 7 days. So I've got an ear scoop for just
My
this occasion.
God.
Oh, that's so funny. Okay, this
But it
is
requires a
brilliant.
successful heal roll to do that.
Okay.
Soul wax.
You see this faint black line come from his hand, and all of a sudden he like clutches his hand like that, and pulls in himself, and then just clasps his hand to his ears and goes oh, and momentarily falls over to the floor. I don't think I have any idea what caused that, Kruger, but since you're probably the closest to this. Anyway, at least it didn't end reality. I'd like to say it's really pretty unlikely that happens, although technically possible. I think you'd see 2 D100s in a row after rolling a fumble, so pretty unlikely.
Well, that'll never happen then.
Oh gosh. Anyway.
Sorry, I did get that wrong. It is a major miscast, not a minor miscast.
Oh, for the D100.
Yeah, because it's a double.
Yeah. Okay.
So, Death Walker is the not earwax.
Right, no,
That sounds worse.
That's worse than soul wax.
It is worse. Your footsteps leave death in their wake. For the next D10 hours, any plant life near you withers and dies.
Fine.
That is fine.
Okay, but this is going to have more of an
anything.
effect on him. He is going to keel over and just immediately vomit.
Cool.
That's what has happened materially.
There's also an issue here that the one medically qualified person in town basically does everything with plants. So if anybody needs help after this, especially if Gustav Weil needs help after this, he's got to wait.
And also, it's like there isn't a range on this. It's just whatever the GM decides counts as near you.
9 hours.
Cool.
That's what I rolled. Perfect.
It's still a really low.
You did pretty well. You got a 20, which is a pretty low roll. So, well, that was fun.
There are some pretty dangerous rolls you get on that table.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Rinda.
Rinda. I forgot what Rinda was doing before.
I think you'd set Rinda to try and round up the cultist, if I remember correctly. I think Rinda would just maybe kill the cultist, or had just been on a cultist.
Oh, that rings a bell.
Mm-hmm.
I think he'd at least knocked them to the ground.
Yeah, there's one cultist who is still alive, but knocked over, so that's probably that one.
Yes.
They're the one nearest you as well, the one to the left side. So Rinda is currently harassing them. They could continue harassing them.
Yeah, I think that makes most sense.
I mean, it makes sense because that's like one cultist you could just leave the dog on, and then everyone else can focus on other things.
Yeah, and, why would Rinda stop?
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to, unless I give him an instruction, which I'm a little bit busy, he's not going to just stop savaging the thing that he's savaging.
Yeah, I don't see why. So this cultist is having a real bad time, prone, half movement, and stunned. So it's safe to say they aren't defending themselves. So go ahead, just make that roll. I do find the weird thing about if someone's trying to defend themselves because they can roll minus, it actually makes it easier in some ways if they roll bad, if they have a bad stat.
That's terrible.
It's like the idea that someone's just really bad and just throws themselves at you, I suppose, but it seems to happen quite a lot.
That's it. Right. He failed. Well, yeah, he failed by 4 levels.
Okay. Well, I was going to make it a bonus to hit, but it doesn't matter anyway. 4 levels is too much. I was going to make it a +2. So that is not relevant. Rinda is just savaging the clothes of this cultist ineffectually. That is what's happening. With
But is
plenty
he
of
having
growls.
fun?
Oh, a fantastic time. You know, there's only one group that Rinder likes savaging more than cultists, and it's rats. Boniface, what are you going to do? So you're kind of to the
How
right-hand
many
side of the
more-
cave where you've
How
shuffled
more blue
round.
things are there?
There's only one remaining, which is kind of behind the monstrosity. That's all that's
And-
left now.
I think that they kind of need to continually mutter this spell to themselves in order to maintain their position.
Yes.
Right, okay.
And the one behind the monster has now started muttering the spell again after briefly stopping it.
Now, so it takes 2 advantages to add 10% to your dice roll, but then you can add an additional 10% using additional advantages. I could potentially use 8 advantages to add plus 70% to my roll and just try and dispel this thing. That's something I could do. I'm not saying I'm going to do this, but what would the group say would be a reasonable number of advantages to add to this roll? Like, to be honest, if I added 5, I'd be guaranteed a success pretty much.
It's
Apart
going to
from
try
that.
and oppose this now because it knows what you're doing.
Yeah. I want to use at least 4 because we haven't used these things. I might as well use them.
I mean, I'd say up to 6 is fine. I'd leave some in the pot.
Oh yeah. Well, you know, why not? Oh, well, then can I take 4 advantages, which will add 30% to my dice roll? I think
Sure.
that's what I'm going to do.
I mean, as long as you don't roll 100.
Which would count regardless.
I mean, I literally, it's almost like it's right. Anyway, okay, so I'm going to spend 4 advantages to add 30% to my dice roll.
It will oppose you as you catch one
opposed
eye
language
behind
magic
the monster.
roll.
Yep.
Right. Well, I definitely needed those.
Well, it didn't roll too well.
So I added 30%, which takes me to I fail with a -1 success level.
It got a pass with a 1 success level. So
I rolled an
sadly,
84, so
did
that
not
was pretty
succeed.
bad.
You are going to have to make me, because it's opposed, it's trying to do something back to you. You're going to have to make me an endurance roll for a resist corruption.
Okay. That sounds very mean, but okay, that's fine. I rolled an 18 on that one.
Yeah.
So Boniface's never getting corruption ever streak has maintained.
Will not end. Perfect. I love it. Okay, so that is cultists. The cultist is going to try and stop being stunned, just succeeding in endurance. The cultist endurance is that, and fail on a 78. Yeah, that was an opposed roll for Justin. So that's actually one.
It was a fail. Sorry.
Yeah. So I got an advantage for that. Should have noted that down.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, so that cultist is still stunned. They're the forever stunned savage cultist. Sebastian, he's going to just make a fear test against this monstrosity to see if he's going to run away, because I think that kind of makes sense for his character at this point.
I've just remembered who Sebastian is.
Yes, so for those who don't remember, because that's a fair point, Sebastian is the probably the grandchild, you would guess, of the Baroness who passed away. Duchess who passed away, I think Duchess, who passed away during the beginning of the game funerals. So effectively the first and direct lords of the town. He was kind of interested in helping you and finding out what was going on here and investigating dark deeds.
She was the one, if you remember from my initial recap, who didn't crash her own funeral.
Mm-hmm. Relatively normal funeral, although definitely some fighting the other funeral going on. Sebastian does succeed his fear, but only 2 of 3 required successes. So he's not going to run away, but he's not going to act. He is going to stand there stunned. And I will make a note that he has 1 more to go. And okay, that is Okri. Okri, this demon in front of you has now completely evaporated into nothing, seemingly, not even leaving a weapon or any trace of its existence behind. You are faced not too far in front of you with this horrific abomination, probably about 10 feet in front of you it stands. If you're going to do anything but run from it, you're going to need to make a fear test.
I'll make a fear test.
Mm-hmm. So this requires 3 success levels to pass.
What's this on again? A cool, isn't it? It's a cool.
Yeah,
Cool, yeah.
Okay. And it's a flat roll.
Yeah, well, it's just 3 success levels from your cool.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, it would. Yeah, flat.
I rolled a 7 under 61.
Oh, I love the scene of.
Wow.
Can you just describe Okri's face as you stare down?
Blank
this horrific
expression.
monster?
Yeah, I think I was focused in on this other one. I've sliced it, gone, ha! And then kind of looked around, see what everyone else is doing, and then kind of realized that this thing is there. And then kind of almost set my stance momentarily as I've sort of,
Cool.
And what are you going to do?
I'm going to charge and hack it.
Amazing. Everyone else is like, should we leave now? And Okri's just like, ah!
I think, did you say there was like a tentacle thing from kind of where its face was?
Where its face was, which is far higher than you could easily reach, but the tentacle flails about a bit, so perhaps you'll get it. You could probably only reach up to kind of there-ish on the monster with your axe up, although there-ish is variable depending on which bit of flesh you're assessing.
Okay. So am I right? This is like a big kind of almost like a gelatinous mass. So there's nothing to like hit at it to knock it over or anything like that.
Oh, it's got small legs,
like
relatively speaking. It's it's standing. It's to some extent human shaped. If you swelled it and added so much material to it, it looks like ordinary flesh. If that flesh was swollen, covered in buboes and bleeding, open.
Okay.
And wounds were all over the place. So yes, there's still 2 arms and 2 legs. The arms.
Okay.
Teeth and horns and beaks and things on it, but they're arms.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna steal myself for a moment, and then I think literally go as I charge in.
Amazing. Well, I can't remember exactly what the charging rules are, but I'm going to give you a +2 on this roll for heroic charging. I think it's something like a plus on a charge.
Yeah, I had it last time, didn't I?
I know, I remember that. I think it was a bonus on a charge.
And I've got, because of my resolute, if I succeed, I add 1 to my strength bonus. So it would do an extra point of damage, basically.
Perfect.
That is a 5.
Ooh, that's very good. Let me roll my opposed.
My melee basic is 50. So
that would be 7
plus,
successful.
Yeah.
What is with your rolls tonight? I would just like to point out that before we went live, Johnny's test roll rolled 100.
Yeah, which I was getting out of the way.
Perhaps we shouldn't mock you for your test rolls.
Steve did say I would then roll 1, then 2, then 3, which is not far off what's happening.
So it rolled a 0 success level success, so that's pretty good. You have 7 success levels advantage. There was no critical.
We want to be that spawn.
Let me first of all find out what its size does, because I think its size actually gives it some defense as well as some attack bonus here.
So it's basically a 16.
Surely its size makes it easier to hit.
Easier to hit, but it also means you do
harder to damage, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Your hack or your weapons hack skill.
Oh yes, yes,
does
that
damage
will
to
damage
armor if it has armor.
It does not have armor.
Oh well.
Apologies. It does have quite a chunky toughness bonus though, so its toughness bonus is that. So that takes off 7. What was your remaining damage?
It was 16 altogether.
16. Oh, that's a lot of wounds though. So 16. So that's still 9 wounds. Very nice. Do the maths right, Sam. Don't get the wrong number. There we go. Your axe, you literally remove a pound of flesh. Like you just hack into it and then pull the axe out and just stuff comes out. And there's far more intestines than should exist just all over. Unfortunately, you are going to have to make a corruption roll. So make me an endurance. As the flesh touches you, it's safe to say, at least a bit.
That is a 7.
You are fine. There is a putrid, acrid smell of like burning as well, as if like this thing were a flame from the inside. It doesn't seem to register any sort of pain or discomfort at this. But there's certainly less of it than there was, significantly less.
Nice.
Good job. Now it's time for the creature.
I think the larger things are 10% easier to hit, but like their weapons get more powerful.
Yeah, I was going to say they don't have any bonuses to defense. Hold on, I'm looking up. So
No.
I didn't have the size combat modifier.
It's on page 341.
Oh yeah, if smaller it gets a bonus the other way around. Yeah. Gotcha.
But you get -2 success levels to defend against their attacks, which sucks.
Yeah, that's what's coming now.
Yeah. GG.
So it's going to try and strike you right back because you're the one who just hacked at it. So the monstrous creature is going to lash out with horrific claw. They're not really hands, whatever they are. Not roll very well.
Thank goodness.
So it's got -1 success level.
That is less good than the other stuff that I've done, but still, I got a 48 under 50.
So you still win it, even with your -2. Your -2 gives you -1 success level, so you won it by 1 success level. No, we both had -1, so it's a draw. A draw. I think we said nothing happens before. God damn it.
Whew.
What happens with an equal number? I'm pretty sure that's what we've done before. Gosh, there's so many situations you think about.
Oh, Sam, I just looked up charge, and all you get is a +1 advantage.
Oh, I gave you +2 because it was really heroic.
Okay.
Oh, +2 on the friend. It's fine. It was too heroic for me to not give you a nice big advantage. You just overcame the fear and everything. Come on, stop trying to talk yourself out of it.
No. Just trying.
I won't do that for everyone. Just the first charge of the creature. Okay, I'm pretty sure we just have a flat nothing happens when you're both on the same success level. That would be logical. So now the horrific tongue-like lashing thing in its face whips out and flails roughly in the direction of Boniface. So you're going to have to make me a...
Wasn't I on the other side of the room?
Yeah, it goes like 30 feet.
No. Go on then.
That's a big tongue.
A dodge, was it?
Yeah, it like shoots out like a toad's tongue would.
Do I get to dodge or not?
Go for a dodge. Let me make the roll first.
Or is that like a roll for me?
No, you can do a dodge. That's good.
Cool.
It has succeeded by 1 success level, so you will.
I get -2 to this roll, right?
Yeah. No, I don't think so. Because the large thing would only play in melee.
Okay. Well, I rolled a 15 under 50, so that's 4 success levels.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Cool.
Sorry, Steve. Were you going to say something?
It doesn't matter. It was about because the dodge is a skill. It's a skill roll. I would have thought for
Take an action.
I'll read.
I mean, maybe not. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure dodge can be used to dodge a range.
I'll double check.
Oh yeah, no, it was that I didn't necessarily think the -20 would apply to a dodge.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't.
Cool. Okay. Well, then I managed to dodge aside.
Yeah. So the thing tries to clasp your ankle, and you basically dash aside deftly. And the horrific abomination achieves little this turn.
Fantastic. That's the best news.
Kruger.
So Gustav has collapsed behind me. Is there anybody in immediate hitting range?
There's only 2 opponents left here. The horrific abomination, which you could charge, and the blue creature, which is behind the horrific abomination, which you could not charge because it's just too much mass in the way. The only other individuals in here are the captives, basically, other than you folks.
I mean, I'm kind of... I need to be keeping Gustav safe, and he's just collapsed. So I would sort of stand in front of him, sort of facing whatever might come his way, and sort of Gustav, what's wrong? What?
I think he'll just go to, I'm okay. Just backlash. Do what needs to be done.
I don't trust him, though, because he'll just go... Sorry, you say I could charge the blue thing, but not the... Which one could I attack?
You could attack the flesh monstrosity. It's in
Right.
front of the blue creature, which you now can't even see.
Well, at least I think I should probably make a fear test
Mm-hmm.
to determine
Yes, that's
whether
a
or
level
not.
3 fear if you see if you even can attack the thing.
Yeah, shall I use some advantage to try and... I'll
Yes.
use
Mhm.
3 advantage to add 20% onto this.
Yeah.
Fear roll.
You could
So
also
Michael-
spend to ignore psychological effects for one, to ignore fear for one
Resolve,
turn as well.
yeah. But you don't get resolve back easily, do you?
No.
No.
Oh, well, I needn't have bothered with the
Ooh, fear is
with the
not
advantage
causing an
roll.
issue.
I rolled a 4.
Damn, fear is not causing an
And
issue.
my goal is 50. No, yes, 50. So
You are just the greatest
because we have
resolve of the party. It's like, pfft,
A brave team.
what even is this flesh monstrosity that's appeared? No real worry.
go on then. I will charge the flesh monstrosity. That's not
Mhm,
something
cool,
you hear
cool.
very
And in this
often.
case, I will just give you the gain and advantage for the charge rather than the
Sure.
very.
So I'm not doing it heroically, right? I see.
Wow. Rude.
Wow.
I'm sorry. There's a lot of advantage to spend if you wanted bonuses, I suppose.
So we're down to 4 advantage now because I spent 3.
4, but we are about to gain another one at the end of the round.
Right.
Thank you, John.
I will spend 3 then
Mm-hmm.
to give another plus 20. And I will attack with my 2-handed sword.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
This is where the math gets weird. Plus 20. Plus 20, so I need to okay, yes. So my skill is 60 for this, 2-handed, so I'm essentially trying to roll under 80.
Mm-hmm.
I rolled a 53, so that's 3 success levels.
Mm-hmm. -2 for the large, so
Oh, God.
1 success level. It managed 2 success levels.
Oh, come on.
Jeez.
So it gets 1 success level opposed to you. So 1 plus strength bonus. Now you get the unfun part, which is that is 9 damage. But you've got
9
toughness
damage,
bonus
right.
and armor, haven't you? So
I do. I also need to read about defensive, but I suspect that's only... Oh, hang on. Defensive weapons are designed to parry incoming attacks. If you're wielding such a weapon, gain a bonus of +1 success level to any melee test when you oppose an incoming attack. But this is...
+1 success level. Well, when you exchange blows, you exchange incoming attacks. That's kind of how that works to me. It's not someone attacking you; it's just to exchange blows, surely.
I mean, I'll take it.
Well, could you read that again to me?
Sure. This is on page 298 in the main book. Defensive weapons are designed to parry incoming attacks. If you're wielding such a weapon, gain a bonus of 1 success level to any melee test when you oppose an incoming attack.
I see what you mean. No, that does sound like it's worded as if you're on the defensive in the opposed test, doesn't it? Yeah, I see what you mean. I think you're probably right then, actually, in your hesitancy. Sorry, I shouldn't have listened to the hesitancy. Or maybe you shouldn't have been so hesitant. You could have persuaded me. Okay, apologies. I'm going to stick to that 9.
Okay.
No,
well, I do
sorry,
have
10. I missed 1 number there.
10.
Sorry. Yes.
Well, I do have 2 armor. And where's my toughness bonus? Is just...
You have a pretty good toughness bonus, I think, don't you?
Yeah, I've got a toughness bonus of 5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, decent.
So, okay, that's just 3 wounds went down.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Cool. I presume I'd healed up since... I don't know, actually.
I don't know if you had the opportunity. You would have healed a bit overnight.
Okay, well, I'll write down 3 for now and figure out how much I would have healed
I'm sure it won't be relevant that you run that low in this session. So,
Well,
sorry, foreshadowing, can't help it. I don't even know what's going to happen.
I mean, I was on 20 wounds, perhaps.
How much off your max is that?
Oh, max is 22.
Okay, it sounds like that's probably about right. Then you're probably just 1 or
Yeah.
2 down.
Okay, I'll go.
Because I think your ribs probably would have.
Yeah, that did hurt a bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it was.
Well,
like 4
I'll say I'm down on
could have healed
17 then at the moment.
Okay. So yeah, basically what happens is Kruger bravely charges in against the creature and it whips a clawed hand around and basically like grasps onto your. Were you using your greatsword? Or
bastard sword.
Bastard sword. Yeah, it claws onto your bastard sword and pushes it to the side, and just with the force of its bulk, just slams you back, and you're like forced backwards onto a knee with the effort of it, unexpectedly fast, pushing you backwards. And that's us, I think, isn't it? So we are back round. Now you do outnumber them, even though it gets a bonus because it's big. You still outnumber them, so you're going to take one of the advantage of this group. And blue monsters. So the single blue remaining creature is going to leap out from behind the flesh abomination and with a cackling, gurgling sound, let forth horrific pink flames from its hands, or at least try to. Oh my gosh, my rolls for the bad guys. It wasn't
Thank
quite a fumble, but
goodness.
it was very close. I wonder if you're challenged. Why am I rolling so bad for all of them? Why can't I have a reroll? Oh wait, I have advantage, but I can't. It's too late now. I should have used it before. It still wouldn't have made any difference. I could have just given it an advantage, and it was in the 90s.
How bad is the roll? 90.
94. It was like
Yeah.
just off the.
Spend it anyway. Just feel less bad about yourself.
Okay, that blue monstrosity basically comes around and fizzles at you.
It makes sense. It's being distracted. It's trying to be counterspelled out of
makes absolute
existence.
sense.
You know,
What happens when
it's
you
having a tough day.
Henrik, what are you going to do?
I'm going to do my fear test.
Absolutely.
Well, actually, the blue thing is spouting pink fire, and that's pretty bad.
Attempting to. I mean, it's not succeeding at. I mean, I would be tempted to say if you're going to shoot at the blue thing, you probably would need to make a fear test at this point anyway, because the horrific visage is in front of you. So you might as well start on it.
I'll make the fear test. So
I mean, if you fail, I would probably still allow you to attack the blue thing, and you've got it out of the way partly. So
cool, which is a 44. 43. So that's a success with 0 success levels.
Yeah. Sorry. What that means is you don't fail, so you can still act. What a failure on this fear test with no success level would have meant is you would be like not acting.
Okay.
But you
So
can't
could still
approach
act
the
against the
creature.
blue. Yeah, you can't approach.
But I can I do a range attack?
As long as you're not attacking it, yes.
Ah, okay. In that
The
case,
blue thing's right there.
Yeah.
I will hit the blue thing.
Okay, so I am going to be really mean and give you a -2 on this, just because it's a bit of a melee and it's not very big, so it's kind of hard to hit behind everything else.
Okay. Then I fail by 1 success level.
Okay, and I would say there is advantage to spend, but I probably just said that a moment ago.
Yeah, it's not that much.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, your stone bounced off the wall. I feel like you're thoroughly distracted by that.
A little bit.
That. Good stuff. I'm going to roll to see how up for getting up immediately he is. Gustav is taking his time about recovering. So he's basically just vomited, told you to go for it, Kruger, and is now slowly getting back to his feet, face pale. Rinder, savaging this poor cultist, not having a good time.
Probably going to keep going.
Still not opposed because they're still stunned. My gosh, stunned is really bad.
Failed by 1 success level. He's only got his weapon strength is only 25, and he has a +5.
It's worth saying you can spend advantage for Rinder if you wish.
It's fine. He's having fun.
I mean, the cultist is no threat. They're just perpetually stunned while being savaged. Oh gosh. Okay. So that is Boniface.
I'm going to try and just counterspell again.
Mhm.
To try
Have
and
you
get
tried a
something.
fear test yet, by the way?
I have the blue thing, but not for the.
You do a
curse
fear test
beast.
for the big monstrosity, even though it won't stop you.
Okay.
You're now, it's right next to it, so
62,
that's good, cool.
and I need to get under 46, so I fail.
I
So
see,
I don't.
okay.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
fine.
not going for that.
You're basically backing up towards the wall, but you can still make it.
Yeah, I've already taken like 6 wounds this adventure or something, so I think like I've no need to get too super close to it. Right, so for my counterspelling to dispel this thing out of existence,
Oh yeah, it's still going to
I
try.
have rolled 1 success level. Success with 1
Okay.
success level.
And it rolls 5 success levels.
Cool.
So it's going to try and corrupt you once again.
I don't know how this corrupting me works, but I'm fine with it. That's what I'm saying right now. I rolled a 19, still no corruption. Or I think I've only got like a 50 in
What?
endurance.
How many success
So
levels?
every
was that? 'Cause
time
this was a
that's
moderate.
4 success levels.
Yeah, nothing. You're fine. Just so uncorruptible, Boniface the uncorruptible.
Servants having endurance as a class skill basically means that like they cannot be they cannot.
It's so funny because endurance
corrupted.
is so useful for the for so many things in this too.
Also
Okay.
being poisoned.
Yeah, exactly. Servants unpoisonable and uncorruptible. I'm going to roll for this poor cultist who rolls a 90. The perpetually stunned cultist. Okay, Sebastian, who still has to pass that fear test, does pass their fear test. I only get good rolls when I'm rolling the NPCs, apparently. So Sebastian has passed the fear test. Does he? No, I think Sebastian is going to try not to charge the abomination creature and is going to try to attack the other blue monstrosity, the blue demon thing, by kind of dashing behind Kruger. And he's going to try and make a charge on it. And he will make an oppose. So just me rolling 2 dice. Okay. And okay, so that means he has lost that attack. So the this demon will whip to the side with and you didn't even see where the blade came from and slash out at Sebastian. And Sebastian will, because he actually has this skill, try to not get hit and fail. So he will just take 2 wounds because there wasn't much to that. So basically what happens is he tries to surprise the monster by jumping around it and slashing at it with his sword. But the creature whips around. What it's like, it doesn't even turn around. It's just like what its third arm just whips around and flails at him as if it just preternaturally knew where he was. And he just kind of gets like a small gash across the face that doesn't really do him any harm, but he's shocked by it effectively for a small amount of wounds. Okay, Okri. Facing down this abomination. I'm guessing similar thing again. Remember advantage before you roll if you wish to use it.
Yeah, did we just lose one?
Yes, you will have just lost 1 for that. That's true.
So are we just on one?
No, sorry. No, it's just bone. It just goes up.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
okay.
It only goes up when you see. Don't confuse me like this. Holding these rules together by like.
Is that the old advantage rules? You lost them if you lost it. Okay.
You only got the only way they go down is if you spend them or if you're outnumbered, and that's only at the end of the turn.
So we're on 2 advantage at the moment.
Yeah.
Is that right? Okay.
Save it if you want. If you don't want to use it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hack and slash.
Okay.
That is a 2.
And it rolled a 68.
Are you using a
I don't
D6?
know. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. It has
that 7 I rolled would have been really impressive.
It has a 0 success level. How many do you get?
5.
5 success level. Perfect. Okay.
Is that minus the 20, minus the 2 success levels?
So,
oh no, so 3 then.
3 plus your strength bonus plus your weapon.
So 11 altogether.
11. Perfect. Okay, and then minus its toughness, which is Okay, so you take a smaller but still substantial chunk out of it. I think perhaps this time you're trying to hack at its leg, but it's kind of flailing around as it attacks you, and you end up hitting almost where the hip would have been, as swollen and horrific as it is, and you bury your as in it for a moment, and it gets stuck in the kind of fatty, hideous flesh. But like that leg seems to be kind of, I wouldn't say flopping a bit loose, but certainly damaged.
Okay.
For that much toughness. And you've done a decent chunk to it. Go on, Joe.
I have two things. One, did you spend any advantage there, Johnny?
Nope.
Good. The second one, I can't remember how we've done any melee combat before now, but I think we're currently doing the melee combat wrong. Defenders don't get a return hit.
I just swear I read that they do.
Was it written in crayon?
No, it probably was.
I mean, to be honest, I was thinking the same, but then... Oh, you're on mute, Justin.
If you lose the opposed test, and the
Maybe this creature gets an extra hit because it's so dangerous.
gosh,
That
dang
I was
it.
also
You're
wondering.
absolutely right. This is not a thing.
Where have we got this from?
So here's the confusing thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm explaining this for the audience as well, because you don't have the book in front of you. The roll to hit section, if you win the test, you hit the opponent and gain an advantage. If you lose the opposed test, your opponent gains one advantage. That's the old rules, but it's still accurate.
Yeah.
And your action is finished, which means there's no more damage. But then there's a section further down that talks about opposing a melee attack, that says there are many ways to oppose a melee attack. And maybe if you don't oppose the melee attack with your melee skill, you might miss out on the chance to deal injuries. And
This is what really confused me. I remember reading that section myself and wondering.
Wasn't there a thing that, like, if you do the opposed check and you defend and you get many more success levels, you can do some damage? I'm not saying, we'll come back to it.
maybe the book doesn't actually say
How
not in
you
the
do
same
damage
place.
other than your action is ended, yeah.
Yeah. There isn't a section for what you do when you get attacked. I mean, there probably is. I just can't find it.
How many successful attacks have we had back? Has it been it's been a mixture of bad guys and good guys?
Spawn dealt 9 damage to Kruger
Mm-hmm.
as a return to Kruger's attack.
Okay, that's pretty big.
And Okri managed
Killed
to get
the
a
demon.
return. Was it the killing? I
Yeah,
thought
it was the killing. Yeah, you're right. 'Cause
Oh,
that
no.
gave
Oh,
you your
wow.
action. Okay. Shall we have a memorandum then, since that seems like bad things both ways, and now just not do that anymore? Sorry,
I mean,
Kruger.
that's fine. Well, no, it's I soaked most of the damage, so
Okay.
I'll take one for the team.
We won't do
One
that
thing-
rule anymore. That's confusing.
One thing that it might be is that it might be that if you score a critical while defending, you cause
Yes.
a critical.
That's
Oh,
what it
sounds
is.
right.
Yeah. That we've got confused with that. Do not do.
Which is
damage.
crazy.
This is all actually breaking the curtain. No, the wall.
Yeah, it's
we
fine.
planned this. This is simply just to illustrate.
Yeah, just so you can have this
Yes.
conversation. I planned to make those mistakes so we can have this conversation. Yeah, absolutely.
And to everyone who has already left the comment on the YouTube video below telling us we've been doing it wrong, thank you.
You should have
We
watched.
know when we're listening.
Yes.
Yeah, you
And we
see,
know we're still doing it wrong.
We
We
did
don't
know
care.
all along. We just wanted you to enjoy putting up that comment.
Yes.
See?
Please leave a comment with this week's deliberate mistake.
I'm officially putting it in my notes now. You do not do damage normally in combat.
I just can't
Return
remember.
a
What we
hit.
got. There
I
are
need
other
to see
systems
combat
where,
flowchart.
I mean,
where
it works that way in Troika, but I don't. And
it's
I am
probably
thinking about
Troika.
Troika
It's
a lot at the
probably
moment.
Troika.
It works that way in my custom designed roleplay system. It's probably the one that most in my head.
Right,
Okay.
I'm looking at a flowchart that
Anyway.
has at least 20 boxes for combat.
Nah,
and
cool.
I'm
Okay.
trying to follow it through and work out what happens.
Okay. It will, from now on, no damage returning unless a crit. Okay, we'll stick with this. It is the turn of the spawn. So, it is going to... No, we'll do that afterwards. It's going to effectively try to just body slam right on top of Okri, who is the person who's doing the most damage. It's just going to try and crush you with its mass. Okay, so we roll it opposed. That is a good roll from the monster. So you get a -2 on this success level.
Am I rolling on strength, Sam?
No, you still roll your weapon skill because you're slashing back at it. Or whatever your melee basic is.
Oh, the luck has ended.
Ooh,
That's
no.
an 87.
Okay, so you are...
So that's 3 failure levels.
-2, so 5.
I mean, you do have a fortune point, don't you?
Might be needed. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You might want to
That
use
just
that.
lets me re-roll, right?
Re-roll.
Okay, yeah, that's a good idea.
Just don't roll the 99.
Yes, I think that's it. So it's in the opposed melee rolls. If you score a double that's not a 99 or 100, you can
What did you
cause
roll?
injuries to the attacker.
Johnny.
It's 1 better. I got 76.
So it's rolled an 11, which is not only
Oh,
very low, but
shit.
also a crit. So someone get me the critical damage tables up if you could.
Oh,
Yes, Sarge.
So could you... So how many was yours to fail by? Minus another 2.
Right, so hang on. So 4.
Okay.
4 failure levels.
That's including your -2.
Yes.
Okay, cool. 4, and it got... Okay. So we're at a 10 differential. Then we have all of these things. Okay. We are at 19 wounds and a crit.
That sounds bad.
no.
Does sound bad. Let's do a crit roll. If someone has...
So
I've got the
you
table.
have to roll a D100 again to
Oh,
work
we
out
have
where
to-
your hit landed.
Yeah, we'll find out where the hit lands first. D100. So that is 44.
A 44 is
Right arm.
Okay.
an
Yeah.
arm
Are you
crit.
right-handed?
Mhm.
Roll your D100 for your crit.
Yep.
Please
I mean,
roll low.
do you have more than... No, you will. Yeah, this won't do your damage because you'll have some health as well, so it won't hit your threshold left. I'm just thinking it's going to be a bonus. The D100 is 59.
That is a ruptured ligament. You immediately drop what was held in that hand.
Hang on. Which book are you using?
Oh, I'm losing the old book.
Oh, we should use the
okay.
new one. Yeah, that's a good point.
New
Oh, is
book.
the new one better?
Yes.
It's balanced a bit better. Yeah.
Does better mean worse?
59 was it?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, 59 on arm critical wounds, page 84 in up in arms. 59 is gaping wound, 2 wounds, 2 extra wounds.
Okay.
Gain 2 bleeding conditions. Oh, until you receive surgery to stitch the cut.
My investment's looking less safe by the minute.
Any damage to the wounded arm inflicts an additional bleeding condition.
Okay, so that is a total of 21 wounds.
There is a non-zero chance that I'm dead.
Yeah.
So
You do have your resilience, but we'll get
That's
to that
true.
if you do end up actually dead.
So I have a total of 19 wounds.
But you do have armor.
And I
toughness bonus.
Armor and
already
toughness
had-
bonus.
I already had 1 wound,
Mhm.
right? So I've got 18 to play with.
So you take off armor on your right arm and toughness bonus from this.
Toughness bonus or toughness bonus times 2, because that's what's written there.
It's just
It's-
toughness bonus because times 2 is for your
Well, how many wounds you
wounds
get.
calculation
Yeah.
rather than.
Okay. So my toughness bonus is 5, so that's
Mhm.
good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've got right arm armor of 2.
So 7
that's
off
7.
that.
I also have a shield with shield 2.
Does that automatically reduce damage by just straight up 2? I can't remember how shield works. I think
Don't know.
that,
We know how shields work. Don't pretend we don't know how
I
shields
think
work.
that is how it works. Yeah, sorry.
Please tell us how shields work in the comments.
think it
I
does
did
just for me.
look at this before, but I've kind of forgotten because I thought it might become relevant.
Use this rating
Um,
to oppose an incoming attack. You count as having rating armor points on all locations of your body.
Yeah, you're good.
So is that an extra?
If you use this weapon to oppose, I'm
If you
happy
use
for you
the
to have
weapon.
retroactively use this. It seems realistic you would have used a shield to oppose this. That's fine.
I
But for
think,
reference-
yeah, I think if somebody's diving on me, there's a good chance I'm holding my
Exactly.
shield. up.
Given you're not doing damage normally on the, why wouldn't you use your shield? That's fine.
Okay, so that's a reduction of 9
hmm Okay, off
to
the
the
22.
21.
21. sorry,
22. 21.
No, it's 21.
So are you
So
dead?
12 damage. So I've got 13 wounds out of 19.
plus 2 bleeding conditions. And bleeding conditions, I think, add extra
But don't you
damage.
doesn't he take an additional bleeding condition for every wound that was
No.
on his arm? Isn't that
Oh
what
no,
Only
that's
if
if
more
you
wounds
use it
come
on
out.
that arm again.
More
So just
critical
don't get
damage
hit
on
in your
arm.
right arm anymore. And
cool?
So, I'm glad it managed to hit you successfully. Oh, and also make an endurance for corruption.
Is there any?
No, it'll be flat.
Yeah, I passed by loads. 3 success levels.
Yeah, you're fine.
Right.
Well, the corrupting influence does not affect you. Unfortunately, the huge mass of the creature crushing your arm and tearing into you is horrific. And although most of your body is shielded because of the large round shield you carry, your right arm is not. And the pincered, sharp, like fangs, and there's literal little bits of like bird beak and stuff sticking out of the arm, and they just are like clawing at you as they pass, and they tear a chunk out of your arm. And leave you.
I reckon maybe I managed a slight deflection with the shield, but it almost tipped him onto that side more.
Yeah, and it's like I think like the inner side of your arm is just torn open, and you are pouring blood out.
Dangerous.
Okay, bleeding. Let's lose 1 wound at the end of every round. That's what bleeding does. So you have 2 bleeding, so you will lose 2 wounds at the end of every round. I think that's until you have surgery.
That's negative.
Suffer a penalty of -10 to any test to resist festering wounds, minor infections, or blood rot. We'll get to that. If you reach 0 wounds
at the end of every round, you have a 10%.
I said bleeding is really bad. Yeah,
it is shit.
At the end of every round, you have a 10% chance of dying per bleeding condition you have. So if you have 3
That's
bleeding
if
conditions,
you
would
reach
die
0
full.
wounds.
But that will happen soon if.
Oh, okay, phew. Okay, right. It's not just cumulative. Okay, fine. I say fine.
Now it says at the bottom, a bleeding condition can be removed with a successful heal. But was this ligament thing different from the normal bleeding condition? Because I remember it says that's fine. Okay.
No, it's just 2 bleeding conditions.
Yeah. So you will need heal to not die soon. Basically,
Good thing heals a
There
base
was something
skill.
about surgery, but was that going to be in the ligament one, not the gaping wound one?
I think the surgery is going to be to prevent extra stuff.
Okay. Well, I've got I've got 3 rounds, guys, to be.
Assume you don't hit again.
3 rounds until what exactly is supposed to happen at the end of this 3 rounds that's going to magically save your life.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's now going to spend an advantage to stomp because it's giant. It can stomp. I think it's actually going to spend 2 advantage to 2 stomps, which basically gives it bonus attacks. It's going to make
on my right arm.
right on the arm. It's going to make a stomp first of all at Kruger. So Kruger, this is an opposed. It doesn't get any bonus for the damage though, at least. Or
Okay.
So spending 2 advantage.
Sorry.
Did you say it spent 2 advantage?
It spent 2. I'm recording the advantage for the bad guys. Don't worry.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
I'd quite like John to record the.
I'd like to record both because sometimes they.
Yeah, go ahead. Well, I've
record it as well, and then we can collaborate.
What do you have it on now?
I currently have them on 3.
Yeah, I got 3 as well. Perfect.
Good.
Cool.
We are
We can
also
both
on
do
3,
it.
by the way.
Okay.
It rolls a much less successful 98. So it
Oh,
fumbles.
good. Okay. So I guess I defend with myself. I don't have a shield, so I'm defending with my. Well, I rolled a 72, which is above my 60, so a 1 success level failure. If you,
it's got a lot worse than that. So
yeah, fine.
I'm trying to think what is it gonna. Yeah, it's gonna risk tripping over, given it's a stumble. So I'm gonna, no, it rolled a 2, so it does not fall over, but it risked falling over due to its fumble. There, it did not. Actually, roll a crit, but that's the matter.
1 second. Is the stomp additional action an additional action it can do, or an additional action it's taken because it spent advantages?
Because it spent advantage. It spends 1 advantage because it's large to do a stomp.
Yeah.
So it spent 2 for 2 additional stomps.
Got it.
On top of its attack. And it gets another attack for its tongue, which we'll get to in a minute.
Okay, that makes sense.
Cool. Okay. And it's going to also try and stomp towards Sebastian, who is attacking the blue nearby, and get a much more successful roll. Sebastian is going to be stomped pretty bad. So Sebastian takes 1, 2, 3, 6 wounds. That poor kid is not looking so happy as he is crushed. I mean, he's kind of dodges out the way. He isn't literally crushed under the thing, but he basically only moves out the way at the last minute and batters against some rocks on the ground, diving from the feet of this hideous beast. He isn't as bad off as Okri, but he certainly didn't enjoy that.
Can I yell at him to get out of here?
I think he will listen. Okri, what you want to do now?
Hello.
Yeah. What does Okri say now?
That is a good question.
You were feeling so confident a moment ago, weren't you? This is not the noises of confidence. Are you just looking through your character sheet, seeing if there's anything that helps?
I'm just sort of wondering. Go on, John.
Why is Okri going?
Oh no, I don't know what I'm thinking about. Sorry.
The spawn just went.
The swan just went. I mean,
we've done the
because it was Sebastian, so we jumped back to Sebastian.
We did. Yes.
It's okay, Johnny.
So confusing. You don't have to think about it just yet. Nothing is happening.
I might be dead by the time my turn comes around. So there's no point thinking about what I'm going to do.
It's fine. I also didn't do its tongue attack, so thank you, Rowan.
Oh,
it's going to
Jesus.
Lick your right arm.
It's got an attack, 2 stomps, and a tongue attack.
Yes, the 2 stomps are it's spent advantage for. It has 2 attacks normally, but the large gives it the stomp option. It's going to try and tongue Boniface. So it got.
I knew it. I fucking knew
1
it.
success.
Choice of words.
It's quite accurate for a horrific abomination like this. It would give you disgusting.
Yeah. Trust me, it ain't touching me. I need to work out exactly how many successes I got, but it ain't coming near me. I got 4 success levels, so fuck off, tongue. This Boniface is never been tongued, never gonna be tongued.
Amazing. I also need to give Sebastian a roll to check if he got corrupted by the thing, which he did. Sebastian gonna gain a corruption point. So Sebastian is also just like, I think, just like horrific, like no, I'll tell you what, he's like backing away, but he's just like scratching violently to himself as he moves away in kind of an unpleasant looking manner. Okay, Kruger.
That's me, isn't it? Sorry, being distracted by people
it's all
posting
good.
silliness into chat. Private chat, I should say. So, I've just seen Okri get floored by this thing.
It's safe to say there was at least half a second when you thought Okri was just dead, like he was just gone underneath the thing, and then it pulled back and you could see him under the shield, kind of struggling, but blood is pouring from him.
We don't have any instant heals in this game, do we?
Nope.
No nice sort of magic.
You could get a Mage of Life, but I mean that's pretty extravagant. No one here is a Mage of Life.
No. Well, I suppose I'll just have to. So, blue thing was attacking.
It was
Sebastian.
trying to fire you all unsuccessfully. Then it defended itself against Sebastian with the rule of different, like.
We can leave, right?
I think I'll probably yell, not knowing what Boniface can do. Boniface, can you try and help Okri? Can you heal him? Something, I don't know. And I will attempt to attack the monstrosity.
Go ahead.
What is our current advantage level?
We are on 3, I think. Nope,
Yeah,
we're on 4. I put 1 in and then immediately crossed it out for no reason. We're on 4.
Wow, you're being corrupted by. Sounds deadly influence.
So the bad guys are on 5 right now, John. Right?
I've got 4.
2 successful attacks, didn't they? Because he squished Sebastian as well. Sebastian Ockery.
Yes.
Sorry, Stephen.
Yep, I'm going to go with it.
I'm going to spend 3 to get
Mhm.
plus 20.
Yep.
That was a 34 under 80.
So you get a -2.
Yes.
So what is
For
your
the
total?
size.
So is that plus 3 successes in total?
It would have been 5 success levels, but it's plus 3 because of the...
Yep. -2 for
Size,
attack.
yeah.
Well, you were pleased to hear it got -3.
Oh, okay.
So, very good for you. Oh, wait, no, sorry, -4. It did real bad.
-4.
In the 90s.
Oh, okay. So the differential is 7.
Yep. Oh, this is looking good for you.
Bloody well, I hope so. Okay, so, 34. Yes, okay, that's fine. I will take the success levels rather than the units die. So 7 plus strength bonus, which is, oh god, dropping things, 3 plus 5. So 15, I believe.
15, amazing. Okay, so we take that off. So that is a whole heap of damage. I will tell you this for free. It is definitely down to less than half of the physical body mass it started with.
Less
Which
than
is
half.
still quite a
Wow.
lot of body mass.
Yeah.
No, it's worth saying you cleave straight into it, and like you're not hacking bits off it as much as actually just trying to go right through the thing, and you do with a lot of force behind your blow, and all sorts of horrificness comes out. And it's not exactly as if it heals over where you hit it, but it just seems to kind of grow and morph and form as well.
Right. Lovely.
But you've certainly done a great mighty blow to it. There was no doubles in that, was there?
Sadly not, no, 34.
Never mind. Okay, the blue creature. We're back round around. So Ockery's blood is disappearing rapidly. You are outnumbering them, so their advantage goes to 4, and yours goes up. And the blue creature is going to use 2 of that advantage to get a bonus on its roll, and attempt to flame you all again. Oh my gosh. Oh wait, with the 2 advantage. Oh, that's just a success. 1. Okay, that's enough to do. It's not going to do as much though. Okay, so I'm going to need Ockery, Kruger, and Sebastian to make a dodge roll. Or whatever a dodge roll would be if you have nothing in dodge. As in the basic stat. Sebastian passes.
My dodge is 44. I rolled a 4.
Okay.
Oh no.
If I if I failed and rolled a double, is that bad?
No.
Is that just
For normal
combat?
rolls,
Okay.
it's just 95 to 100. We do that.
Okay, so I failed with 2 levels.
Okay. You don't have any way of re-rolling that, do you?
Nope.
Okay then.
Does this count as a ranged attack?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just checking. I don't. Never mind. I thought maybe when you're prone, you'd get like a ranged modifier,
help,
but
though, actually, shield does help against.
It does.
I think it just gives you bonus success levels against range, though. That's all. So this probably still won't save you.
There's a thing about if you've got shield 2 or more, which I do, you can like deflect ranged attacks.
That might be useful.
But I think it's probably the same roll, right?
Fun.
297. If your weapon has a shield rating of 2 or higher. Oh, it just says you may also oppose incoming missile shots in your line of sight.
Oh, okay. So it just allows.
So it would have been an opposed roll instead of a dodge, I guess.
That's quite cool.
an opposed melee roll.
Really help you.
Unless your melee is much better than your dodge.
Much
Which
better.
it is.
Was it good enough to pass?
No, but it's a 0 rather than
You could
a 2.
spend your
minus
1
2.
point.
It would need to be a
To-
pass.
I've spent it.
Spent it, yeah.
Mm,
To get that same value.
fine.
It's all right.
Okay. I don't think there's any
Everything's
way.
fine.
I don't think there's any way of saving you from this, is there?
I mean, you can use your fate points.
We'll get to that.
All right.
The fate. Yeah, it's true. The fate points is completely dodgeable on attack, isn't it? You're right. So that would be.
Yeah, I'd have used that on the last round, to be honest, if I was going to do it at all.
It's worth doing it now if you want to use your one-time use until you do a significant heroic act fate point.
If I hit 0 hit points, I just go unconscious, don't I?
No,
And
you
then risk
bleed
dying
and-
because of my bleeding.
You don't even go unconscious when you hit 0. You only go unconscious.
Oh, I think it is unconscious when you hit 0. If
No,
you go
I
below
don't think-
0.
No, you go
Every-
prone when you go prone when you hit 0, and you die when you hit 0 and go unconscious, which happens after you.
Yes,
have
yes,
been-
you're
so, yeah.
absolutely right. However, the much more likely cause of death is Okri's bleeding.
Yes, that's what he has to worry about.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's up to you. It's up to you. It's bad looking pink fiery stuff.
Yeah, so with the bleeding, if I reach 0 wounds, I do go unconscious.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
And then
That's what
with
it says in
bleeding,
the rule.
yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And then risk death at a 10% every round, basically. Or 20%, because I've got 2 bleeding.
I'm just gonna say I would recommend not being hit by this.
Yeah,
That almost sounds like you're dropping hints.
yeah. I'll skip this one.
It does depend how attached you are to.
Life.
Yeah.
The thing is,
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'll use
I don't
my
have
fate
any.
then.
Does anyone have any bandages?
Do you need bandages to make a healing test?
Oh,
No,
I,
but you
I
need
have,
bandages to remove the bleeding condition.
I have bandages, actually.
They remove one with a successful dexterity roll. You remove 1 bleeding condition per bandage applied.
I would have let you improvise bandages at a negative, but since you have bandages, no problem. Okay, you by miraculous circumstances, Okri, you kind of just lay down, thinking your time has come as this blue flame like falls towards you. But the yell of all of the creatures and the chaos in this cavern causes a boulder to fall right in front of you, not hitting you, but just deflecting the flames away, the heat of the flames away from you, and miraculously saving you from a terrible fate, what you assume.
Fantastic.
That's what fortune points do. Ridiculously unlikely things. Sorry, fate.
Unfortunately, the boulder falls on Boniface.
Just crushes
Fine,
another
fine.
party member.
I deserve it.
Cool. So that is only going to be gained back by a miraculously heroic act, I believe. Okay, that was a good choice, though. So if everyone else dodged it, we are all good. Henrik, who is still to pass the fear test, is that right?
Correct. So let's give that a try. Oh my god, that's such a fail. That's a fail by 3 levels.
You're really terrified by this thing, to be honest.
Hang
It's
on.
almost like you
I
shouldn't
have a
attack
huge amount of
Chaos Spawn.
fortune points, I think.
Mhm.
Hang on, do I have enough? I've spent 2. I have a total of 5. I can only spend 3, which would mean I only pass by 1 level. No,
You
mean
really
I
wanna
pass by 0 levels.
You want to pass by 3 levels, otherwise it's not going to do. So just save it.
Nope.
You could try again attacking the blue creature.
I'm going to do that.
Or try and save Valkyrie if that's in your wheelhouse.
I don't have very good dex and I have no bandages.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead. Shoot the blue thing. It's definitely bad. I mean, it tried to burn Valkyrie and everyone else alive. So
Do you have
Yeah.
heal? Does anyone have heal?
Nope.
Nope. Cool.
someone will take heal. I mean, I don't know if it's any of your things, to be fair. Is it your careers?
It isn't. I am planning on getting some heal after this for
If-
unrelated reasons.
If it's any consolation, Gustav does have heal.
If he's
He's
still
a bit
alive at the end
busy.
of
Yeah,
combat.
Gustav will roll 100. And...
He will be up and about this time.
And if any of his healing is plant-based,
these bandages are made of
Quick,
plant-based
quick,
materials.
Luckily, it's already dead. I succeed by 2 levels.
Okay, cool. It's gonna no, it's going to try and use its ability to do this and fail. So your shot will hit it. What is the damage?
Excellent. So that is 2 success levels plus 6, so a total of 8 damage.
8. Nice. That's a good whack. It is you. I like the idea that it's screaming and muttering its horrific incantations, and you just go straight into its mouth, and it doesn't need to breathe, but it still goes at the impact and jolts back a bit, deal a good chunk of damage to it.
Cool.
Gustav, for his part, is going to dash forward and simultaneously drag Okri back and attempt to heal. Now, does he need a bandage? Because if he needs
No.
a bandage,
Healing removes wounds too, but
he can still-
removes bleed conditions too. But it's
is it
but
worse?
bandages also. So
you read
if
it?
a successful heal roll heals bleeding conditions, each success level removes extra bleed conditions.
Okay, so what does the
And I
bandage?
think the
play
bleed
in?
is the most important thing.
What part does the bandage play in it?
The bandages can also be used to remove bleed conditions.
Oh, it does automatically. Got it. Okay, cool.
With a dexterity or a heal roll.
Yeah, so he's going to just make a heal, and that's pretty good. That is 2 success levels.
yay!
Is
I'm
that
not
just
bleeding
2
anymore.
2 bleed conditions removed? Amazing. Yeah.
But you gain.
What
But
do you-
now he gains fatigued.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, you are definitely going to have to. I'm just going to make a quiet roll or something. Okay.
Cool.
Just going to note that down.
Cool.
Okay. Oh, so now it is Rinda. This cute little dog cultist fight going on.
I think this cultist has stopped moving for long enough.
I think they've just like hunkered down, hoping it's going to
Yeah,
end.
effectively playing dead. I
Whimpering,
think
yeah.
Rinda's lost the sport.
I mean, like, surely what cultist, once their plans have come to fruition, doesn't look at the situation and go, "I've made a huge mistake." Like,
Oh
like
yeah,
this is not...
100%. If this cultist gets a chance, they are running for it.
Yeah. I think I will call Rinda back and set him pouncing onto the blue horror as it is with the rock in its
Yeah,
throat.
I love it.
I'm adopting that as canon.
Let me make
Does
it.
Rinda have to make a fear test?
No, Rinda doesn't have to make a fit. Rinda's afraid of nothing.
How dare you suggest this?
He's a small dog. He's not scared of anything.
I'm just slightly surprised that, given Simbaroom and Ferren, you're now sending other animals into really perilous
yes,
situations.
we did already agree pre-campaign that Rinda is more or less invincible. So the one character,
Right. More or less. There's wiggle room there now.
There's wiggle room as in maybe Rinda will decide that it's not worth it anymore. That's more
Okay.
the less.
I mean, there's a reason I'm sending him against the horror and not the spawn.
I feel like at the point that Rinda kills the spawn, I'm going to have to call an amount of suspension of disbelief.
Yeah.
Yes, from animal handling first.
Okay. Animal handling. Animal training. 52.
Yes, sorry, that one.
9.
Yep. Yeah, I definitely succeed. Rinda will do exactly as you wish. So
Excellent.
yeah, go ahead and make that attack. I'm going to have to give this blue horror a minus at this point to defend because they've made so many defenses against different people. Minus 5 success levels.
Oh, -2. So Rinda succeeds.
This is what I mean about the whole when you're attacking someone who's actually trying to defend themselves, it's easier in a weird way.
Oh god damn it. The dog section doesn't actually have his damage on it.
Ridiculous.
It would probably be something like +2 for Jaws.
Probably.
+2 is
I'm
pretty
guessing
typical.
it's going to be a strength bonus, isn't
Oh,
there?
and strength bonus, yeah, which will be for a small dog a 2 bonus. That would be about right.
Strength. Yes, that is exactly correct.
So +4 in total.
Yep, that sounds right.
When I get to roll the does it do the thing ability? It does not.
So +4 plus the success levels, which was 3,
3. So 7.
7.
Very nice. Toughness bonus. Where are you written? Where are you written? There you are. Oh, that's pretty bad.
Just
Almost got bitten to death. The blue horror is literally flailing about with Rinda on an arm. It's quite endearing, actually, given that these demons seem so intimidating at one point. Still muttering to itself. I'm going to have to make... Rinda's going to have to make a corruption roll, though, John.
That's fair. What do I roll for it?
Let's say Rinda's endurance will be 30. I think that seems probably typical, unless you have another number to hand.
What is endurance based off of
I
toughness?
think it's toughness.
Yeah, sorry, toughness. Yeah.
Its toughness here is
Endurance.
20, but I think a bit extra probably
This
makes sense, as
yeah.
he is a rat catching
For
dog.
resisting of corruption. Yeah, go on.
Yes. So 30. 24.
Yeah.
Woo!
There is 5.
That's the only important roll. I don't care if Johnny dies.
So you gain another advantage for the successful attack. And we are on to Boniface. So Okri has now been dragged to a distance you hope is safe from everything but the spawn's tongue.
In which case, I am going to disregard my direct order to help out because I think it's no longer applicable. And but I still think I'm going to be trying to dispel this thing. I think that is my best chance.
I'm going to make a roll to see.
Given that I have no weapons because I left them all on my horse outside of town.
Fair.
So
I'm going to make a roll to see if it's sufficiently distracted to.
We have 6 advantage, by the way.
I will spend 4 of them.
It's not going to oppose you.
No, it is an opposed magic roll. So
okay, but it can't do anything back to you. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna spend a point. 100.
Yeah, don't roll that.
No, I'm not gonna live with that. So I'm gonna spend.
Surrounded by shit magicians.
To be fair, I'm not actually casting a spell. I'm countering a spell, and I've never done this before.
Yeah, okay. Fair.
This time I roll 33, which is a success of. It is potentially a crit.
If that is,
and I'm under 41, so it is potentially.
Yeah, so that's fine. Let me just make one more roll. Yeah,
with
in a sudden, I think unlike last time when Okri slashed through the thing, this one just instantly vaporizes in a flash as you stare at it. Body fast.
That was me. I did that.
Yeah.
That was me, guys.
It wasn't the dog that was biting its wrist. Rinda just goes flying across the room like it's twirling off.
I didn't do that, but I did. That was me.
Rinda is
kind
fine.
of hiding from the tongue.
All of the blue demons are destroyed.
Can I make a move towards the group, because I feel like I've been away from the group and I want to regroup with
I think you did have a sword on you, by the way, just for reference.
I do have a sword with me. That's true. But I'm not super keen to run at that thing, and I think I feel validated in that emotional response.
It's fair. So it's just you and the spawn.
And the
cultist who will succeed at getting up and run away.
Left.
Sebastian is about to run away.
Okay.
Unless anyone, if anyone is paying attention, the cultist is currently kind of
getting eaten by
running / crawling through the cave entrance behind you, trying to escape.
If I see him moving away, or they're moving away, I will certainly sort of yell, "They're getting away!" Words to that effect.
Good.
And Sebastian is going to try and run away and trip over because he rolled a 96.
This guy's going to get eaten.
He's on it flat on his face in the muck on the bottom of the cave. Okru, you are
Bleeding.
stable.
No,
you're no
stable.
longer bleeding.
I'm no longer bleeding. Am I prone?
Yes, you would be prone.
Okay, I would like to spend a resolve point
Mm-hmm.
to remove my prone condition and regain a wound.
Nice.
And then I'm basically pushing myself up with my axe.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to yell, "Gone, filth!" and charge in
Amazing.
and swing my axe at it again.
I love the idea of Gustav tended your wounds and you're just like, that's enough, and then straight back in.
I'll nod at him as I'm hoisting myself up.
Yeah.
So
just wrap something around your arm to stop it bleeding you to death. Go ahead.
fatigue gives me a -10 on my roll, which is not less than
But
ideal.
you can spend some advantage. I think the group has some advantage.
Oh yeah, how much advantage do we have?
We have 3.
And you gain another one for a charge.
Yes.
So I could spend
4.
all of them and get
Yes.
plus 30%.
Yes.
Is that right?
Or a second action. It's 4 advantages for a second action.
Ooh, interesting.
I like this too. But then that's twice as much potential for corruption putting out there.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe just one big one.
But I do think like 2, you're more likely to succeed on 2 action rolls with that are flat than 1 boosted
But
one.
they're not. They've got -20 on each, haven't
Oh,
they?
yeah.
Because
Then
of
maybe
the
not.
size.
It's big.
So-
Although
Yeah, so I'm gonna need to roll under 20 if I don't adjust them because I'm
There's
on
still only
-10
two,
for the fatigue.
and there's still only 2 of you in combat, so you don't count as like outflanking it yet, because big things aren't outnumbered as easily. So you need 3 or more to outnumber it. So there's no other change stat bonus yet.
Yeah, so we're on a -2 for the
Just
beastie,
a
right?
-2,
And then
yeah.
and then -1 for my fatigue.
But
so-
you get plus 10% to hit a large creature.
We
Do you?
We've definitely repeatedly forgotten.
We do.
that.
We
Damn it. So the -20 plus 10. Why do they bother with this?
What's -20?
-20 success levels in combat.
No, well,
In
against
what?
they
in
get
a
plus 2
post-combat
success levels
against-
to hit.
This is page 162.
Oh, they get +2 to hit. It's not opposed.
But
oh my
yeah,
god.
yeah.
We've been doing it the wrong way around.
Yeah, I've been doing it the wrong way around. For God's
Oh,
sake.
no.
I think
so
we got
sorry.
at least some of them right because I was on about this a bit earlier.
Okay, so I'm just on a -10, but
So
then
it
I'm on
should
plus
be
10 for it being a big creature.
+10, not a -20 when you're attacking. It's when it's
Okay.
the other way around. When it's attacking you, it's a +20 to it. That's the way it
Yeah.
should work.
When you're attacking bigger things, everyone gets great chances to smash things.
It's because
Okay.
it puts it the other way around. If smaller, it gains a bonus +10 to hit rather than when attacking a big thing, which really annoys me. Because you should be framing it from the perspective of the people fighting the large thing, not the other way around.
So can I use all the advantage for a big heroic attack?
Please.
If you like.
And in fact, I might do 2. Now that I'm going for it's 50-50 basically. So I'm like, I'll go for 2
Do it.
attacks. That is a 10, so that's 4 success levels.
Does the zeros count as crits, I think? Or is that my imagination?
It,
Well, it's not
no.
a double. It's
No, it's
Oh,
only
so
double.
that was- yeah, sorry.
It got a 9, so it got 6 success levels, for you,
Oh, shit.
unfortunately. So you do not succeed on that attack.
Is that
And
including the 20% bonus?
Yeah, what was your bonus?
So if you rolled a 10 and then has a 20% bonus to it.
You got a +10 bonus to it because it's +10 to hit. Not plus
Why?
20.
Why is it plus? I'm lost. Why is
When
it
you're
plus
attacking
10?
when you're attacking a large creature, you get a +10 bonus.
No,
Where
you
is
get
that written?
20.
If
It-
smaller, as in, I know it's really badly worded on that page.
Which page?
Let me go back to it because I just scrolled away from it.
341, I think.
Yeah, that's the one. On 341, size, combat modifiers, it lists the thing, if larger, bonuses you get. And then on the next section up, if smaller, it gains a +10 to hit. So I think that means if you're smaller than the thing you're hitting, you gain a +10 to hit the larger thing. That's why it annoyed me, because it's framed from the opposite perspective if you're attacking a large thing.
On where is it? I was just looking at a thing that also had the size ratings on 162.
Yeah.
Oh, that's when shooting.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I think it's just that. I think.
Let's just pick a number and we'll...
Okay.
So if you're attacking it, you are +10. If it is attacking you,
Yeah.
you are -2 to defend.
Okay, and the next one I succeeded with 3 success levels.
Okay, cool.
Okay, now we'll roll that. 1, 2, 3 success levels.
Damn it!
I'm so sorry. Spoiling your epic charge. Otri charges heroically back in, and the creature, I mean, you hack at the creature, but it flails around at such speed that your blows go side to side, and you simply don't achieve anything significant against it. And now it is the Spawn's go. And I am going to round decide who attacks. He's going to attack Kruger. So, opposed, now you get a -20 to this attack. Oh, but that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. That is -1 success level.
Pretty good, you could say, in some ways.
So I'm rolling melee 200 to... This isn't opposed.
This is an opposed to defend against its attack.
Right, okay.
So if your weapon's defensive, you get a bonus.
Mm-hmm. But you get a -20.
But you also get -2 success levels.
Yes, defensive is... Oh, yes, +1 success level. Okay. I rolled a 19, which is under my 200 of 60.
Definitely.
Well, it would be 40 because of -20. 3 success levels +1 because it's defensive, 4 success levels, right.
Kruger, you
Fantastic.
deftly parry.
I love how
away
straightforward it is to calculate this.
It slides down your sword and mashes into the ground. It's going to spend an advantage, I think, putting the advantage of that team down to 1. If John agrees with me. You're muted, John, but I'm assuming yes. That'll do.
I slightly lost the plot. I'm reading the rulebook while we go.
You're not the only one, mate.
I know. It's all right. I haven't lost the plot. Can you all tell? I'm just absolutely on point with this. It's going to stomp at Okri, being the other one nearby.
Oh, that's harsh.
So Okri, you get -20 to your opposed. It gets 3 success levels.
I'm definitely using my shield to defend.
But no double.
Oh my god.
Is that a few not success levels?
I rolled 89.
Okay. That sounds real bad.
My melee basic is 50, if that's what we're going on.
So, and that's a -2 because it's attacking you. So you were 3,
5 success levels.
Yeah, so -5 versus a 3, so that's going to be an 8. Plus 0 because it was just a stomp. Plus its strength bonus. Okay, so that's going to be 14 against your armor and your.
And your armor and shield was like 9 last time, wasn't it?
Yes.
No, armor shield and toughness bonus.
5. Oh wait, and I'm on 0.
Mm-hmm.
0's great.
I thought that
Zero's brilliant.
Okay, so you are knocked prone as the creature stomps you into the ground and completely knocks the wind out of you. And because I think this combat's going to go on a wee while longer, we're going to end the session there. On a slightly dramatic point where Okri reaches 0 wounds and is knocked out of the combat.
How many sessions recently, Sam, have you ended with a character like either dying or on the brink of death?
It's fun. It's fun stuff.
Is there some new GM league table I need to know about in terms of number of characters whittled off?
I'm really trying to top it. Let's just say that. While we're on the point, before I forget, do you want to make a corruption roll as well for me? Because you were attacked by the thing. Just to add insult to injury. Or in this case, corruption to injury.
No, that is. Hang on. What is it? It's endurance, isn't it?
Yep.
Oh yeah, I'm totally fine. 33 under 65.
You're all good.
Totally
All
fine.
good.
You
Just
can
need-
kill me, but I'm not turning to the dark
You
side.
will never turn to the dark. I love it. Okay, perfect. Well, that was fun. Sorry for the slightly messy combat. There's always so many rules in Warhammer, and it will always be chunky, and we'll probably never get to the point when we go,
I
oh
think
god, we've
we've-
been doing this wrong.
I think we've managed to play rules in every different variation you can think of. Because like the first big creature we were hitting, I think we were taking plus 20.
Mm-hmm.
The Minotaur
Has-
thing.
Has the
Yeah.
I literally just looked at outnumbered. Does it not just need to be 2-to-1 to be 20?
Not for the large creatures, no. You need to outnumber them by more.
Oh,
So if you
yeah,
get-
Johnny.
If you get 3-to-1 with a large creature, you will be outnumbered.
3-to-1. If only somebody else with a sword had stepped
No.
in.
Because it's got worked so fucking well for everyone else. Like, what am I an idiot? Like,
Oh my
doesn't
God.
Rinder count? Like,
Yeah.
Get Rinder to hold the sword in his mouth, you know.
Cool. That was a fun session. If very combat heavy, as to be honest, anyone who was coming to watch knew it was going to be. Yeah, do we have any comments or questions or anything to bring up, Joe?
I haven't been
Oh, you're
focusing
good.
on chat
You can
because
go have a peek if you like, and we can
That's
discuss
just
how
too
dead we think
much.
Okri is going to be. Do we think Okri's going to
pretty
live
great.
through the session? Yes? No?
Oh, I should take that away.
Depends if you keep aiming for him.
I rolled the dice. Okri got the least lethal of the two attacks. You got the more lethal one, and you stopped it. When I get home, Johnny.
When he's doing a lot of lifting there.
Yeah, when I get home, I'm rebranding to Demon Slayer's Forge. That's got to sell better. I love it. I love it. Yeah, Wen is definitely doing a lot of lifting here, I feel. Nightbite, it's a great start to things, straight to the fumbles. Yeah, oh my god. I loved Gustav's when you're all worried he was just going to end the universe fumble.
Especially me, because I was stood right by him.
Did you go and reread the miscount rules, essentially?
there's so many things I need to put points into in order to make myself a viable character. Apparently, everything that's next to me is not a viable character.
I promise I will give you a chance to spend XP eventually.
If we're not dead.
If you're not.
I mean, I honestly thought we were losing Johnny this session.
Mhm. I mean, it's still up in the air. The monster is very much alive, to be fair. You just won't be.
it's possible.
Do you?
I'm not
If-
trying
if
to,
I-
I'm just saying. You've now spent your
if I-
saving character thing, haven't you? So
If I end up unconscious, it does say anyone attacking you can kill you should they wish.
yeah.
There is,
So-
yeah, there's the whole new, this is what, we don't want to try out these rules, Sam, but these are the new rules in the Up in Arms thing about stacking.
Mm-hmm.
This is how you get plus 10s or whatever on the critical
Yeah.
rolls table.
Yeah, I know. When you get over damage. Which actually
Cool.
we did then, so we probably should have given you a crit, but I'll make a note of that and think about that next session.
I don't think we did.
Or is it only additional once you hit it? I'll look it up anyway. I'll look it up.
Yeah,
Check.
it's like you don't. It doesn't happen as you hit 0. It's only subsequent attacks.
Subsequent attacks. Yeah, that's what I remember as well. Yeah. Damage.
And this is probably a good time to say that I've got a healing draft.
That might be useful. At some point. John, we'll rename the smithy to the Tall Dead Dwarf in his honor. Amazing. We can hope. I mean, do you think Boniface would take on the smithy, given all the investment you put in it?
No, but I'm definitely, if I use my healing draft, I want a greater share. I want a greater share. It might be a greater share of like a literally F all.
I love the
share.
idea of you pouring the healing draft down Okri's mouth and just whispering in his ear, "This is for 50%."
Over my dead body.
Spits the
Hits it
draft
away, yeah.
It's like Dragon's Den.
That's amazing. Cool, thank you, John. Do we have any names or anything to read out?
Yeah. Thank you to Happy Slasher for the follow.
Thank you very much. I hope you're happy in your slashing.
Yep.
Anyway, cool. Thank you very much for joining us, folks. This has been Warhammer Fantasy 4th edition. We'll be back in 2 weeks. And yeah, check out all the other bits and bobs we do, Telling Tales. Next week is going to be in We Deal in Lead, and there's an in there somewhere, run by Jack. We'll be doing Wicked Ones this Thursday. And there's a one-shot this Saturday. Come check it out. And next week, Simba Room is restarting on Wednesday as well. Check out below for all of our links and other bits and bobs. Thank you very much for joining us. See ya.